Hello and welcome to Verbling. I'm teacher Oakley. For the next hour, we're going to continue our series looking at collocations. Collocations, of course, words that are commonly spoken together in conversational English, both informal and more formally. They're more there are some slang or informal collocations and some collocations you would see more in things like news media, which happens to be today's central topic. We're looking at collocations which are related to news media, so don't be surprised if the collocations vocabulary is a little bit more formal today, because generally speaking, newspaper writing is a little bit more formal. Okay, collocations can include simple things like adjective-noun combinations, verbs and object nouns, or more complex things like idiomatic speech and expressions. Okay, we're going to read about some of these collocations and discuss them as a class, and maybe if we have a little time at the end of class, we'll do some exercises to check our understanding. All right, let me welcome students to the class. Hello, Sasha. Again, welcome back. Okay, terrific. And hello, Rebecca.
Hello, how are you?
I'm fine. How are you doing?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Okay, welcome to the class.
Thank you.
Okay. Also, I would like to welcome Ileana.
Yes, hello.
Hi.
Very nice to see you again.
Yeah, I haven't seen you for a little while. Good to see you in class again.
Yeah.
Hi. Okay, let's get started. By the way, any Verbling viewers out there, plenty of room in the class. Jump in anytime. Don't be shy. Don't worry about being a little late or anything like that. No problem. Okay, first we're going to look at collocations that we use when we talk about newspapers or newspaper stories or breaking news. Well, there's one right there, breaking news. Okay. So, very simple. We're going to take turns, just read the collocation, read the example, and then we'll discuss it a little bit, or the meaning and or related collocations. So, Sasha, the first one. Okay, I just said it. By the way,
news story breaks. And the singer was out of the country when the story about his wife broke.
Okay, so what is the meaning here?
The news revealed.
News what?
The story revealed.
Revealed. Okay, revealed, released. Yeah, the story was released. Much like movies and books are released, a story can be released to the public, or we usually say it breaks. Okay, yeah. Breaking story, we also use it as a collocation with breaking as an adjective. Often on CNN or a news service, you'll say you'll see breaking news. And now this breaking story. Okay, let me talk to Rebecca for a moment. Rebecca.
Yes.
Okay. First of all, Rebecca, you're talking to me now, so leave your microphone open. But when you're not talking to me, if you wouldn't mind muting your microphone.
Sure, thank you. Sorry for that. Yeah.
Okay, because there's a lot of noise. I don't know,
I know, sorry.
what you're doing, but okay. All right, but anyway, talk to me now. News comes in. Can you read the example?
Yes. TV newscaster news has just come in of an earthquake.
News has just come in of an earthquake. Earthquake. Yeah. Okay. Do you know what an earthquake is?
Yes, it's when Earth moves
Yeah,
suddenly, you know.
I do know.
Well, you know, yes, it's when some part of the Earth in moves suddenly very fast, and that produces earthquake.
Okay, so when a newscaster says news has just come in, and by the way, really this collocation really can be the whole thing here. News has just come in. This is something a newscaster would say. What is he really saying?
It's just it's almost in the same news are happening. You know, they are telling us the news.
Yeah, that they're telling us the news. Don't forget the Z sound on news. Yeah, that means that the news media center itself is just getting the news. Of course, nowadays, more often than not, the news is on Twitter before it's on CNN.
Yeah,
So they're saying they're just getting the news. Okay.
most of them, yes.
Right. Okay, Ileana. Next one.
Yeah. News leaks out. Although the two stars try to keep their relationship secret, news of it soon leaked out. Yes, it means that everybody now everybody knows about this, or so
Yeah.
it's just yeah, it just become become
How about public?
public. Yeah, good
There you
word.
go. Yeah, the
Thank you.
news has become public. It was private or secret news that has become public, and it was never intended to be public, but it has
Yeah.
become public. Okay, a leak, even by itself, the word leak means information that was not supposed to be made public, being made public.
Yeah, I think everybody in the world now know what leaks mean after
Of
those
course we do.
stories.
After who? Go ahead, say his name.
Uh,
Yeah.
okay, after WikiLeaks story.
WikiLeaks. Okay, I thought you were going to say Snowden, but WikiLeaks,
Yeah.
Snowden.
Snowden,
Yeah,
yes,
right.
about his story.
Sure, absolutely. Okay, let me welcome Eman. Emin?
Yes,
Eman?
hello teacher.
Hello. How should
Hello
I?
teacher.
Hi. How should I pronounce your name? Eman or Emin?
Iman.
Iman.
Iman. Yeah,
Iman. Iman.
yeah,
Iman.
yeah.
Okay, Iman. Where are you from?
I'm from Egypt, but I'm living in UAE, United Arab Emirates.
Okay. All right. Doha. Uh, okay. All right. Tell me, our next co-location is hit the headlines. Can you please read this sentence for me, Iman?
Okay. Hit the headlines. And the opposite one, scandal
Yeah.
is expected to hit the headlines tomorrow.
Okay. What has hit the headlines in the UAE today? What's the newest thing in the headlines? What hit the headlines? Or actually, we can look at the next one as well. These are very similar. What has made headlines today in the UAE?
I don't know actually.
You haven't seen the news today?
No, not yet.
Not yet? Okay. Well, how about yesterday?
Today also.
Okay. You have no idea what's going on. Okay. All right, any case. All right, something hits the headlines. It's a big story right now. As most of you probably know, a story's on the headlines, it stays in the headlines for 40 years? No, not at all. It hits the headlines, it makes the headlines for a few days, and then there's a new big story. So we use these phrases, these collocations, to talk about something that's currently trending as popular news, the news that everybody seems to be reporting. Okay, and we can talk about it generally, meaning it's in all the headlines, in all the news, all around the world, or you can pick up your local paper and you can say, oh, look what made the headlines today, and it may be a very local story about your city. That's not international. So it can be very specific as well as in a broader sense. All right, Sasha, back to you.
Front page headline. The scandal was the front page headline in all the newspaper.
Okay. Go ahead.
The scandal became main news.
Yeah. Okay, very similar to the last two. Front page headline, or actually front page news, is also very common. It's front page news. Didn't you hear? For example, would be very common to express the fact, well, like in my question, my imaginary question, not rhetorical. Oh, didn't you hear? It's front page news. To emphasize the fact that it's commonly known, that everybody knows about this, we would use this expression. Right. Okay. Rebecca.
Yes.
Okay. Next phrase: the latest news.
The latest news. The latest news from the earthquake zone is more hopeful.
Okay. Please note, let me just say, I've heard before language learners say late news, or last news, actually, more commonly. The last news is, but when you're talking about news media, we always use this collocation, the latest news is. If you're talking about maybe your uncle in the hospital, then it's perfectly normal to say, well, the last news is he's still in intensive care, but his situation is improving. So talking about personal things, it would be very common to say the last news is.
Right. It's an expression used for personal things.
Yeah, exactly.
Well.
Right.
Okay.
You can say last news is about my uncle, the latest news is about my uncle. But if you're talking about media, we always say the latest news. We never say the last news. What's the difference between latest news or breaking news? Really,
well,
nothing.
could you repeat, please, that for personal things is the latest news, and for media?
For the media, it's always the latest news.
Always.
Always.
Yeah.
For personal, you can say it either way, really.
Okay.
Okay. Right. Okay. Let me quickly welcome Ken to the class. Hello, Ken.
Yes, hello. How are you?
I'm still good. Thank you. Welcome back. Talk to you in just a minute. Okay. All right. Well, we already talked about this one, so I'm all right. Front page. It's a front page headline. It will be a headline, just predicting it will be front page news tomorrow. Really saying the exact thing. It's going to make the headlines tomorrow. Sure. Oh, fine. You can use predictive speech to use any of these phrases. except not the latest news or breaking news. Obviously, those are things that just happened we don't know about, but often we can predict what the headline's going to be. So, okay, fine. Looking at the next one, however, Ileana, item of news.
Yeah, item of news. The main item of news today is the earthquake in Brosqua City.
Where's Brosqua City?
No,
You don't know?
I don't know.
I don't even.
I'm in Moskva City now. But I
Okay.
know nothing about Brosqua.
The new one on me.
Yeah.
Okay, now, Liana, you probably know.
It's like a piece of it's like a piece of news. Is it possible to say like that? So
I
it's
will
just one.
Mind reader. You're a mind reader. I was just going to lead you down that path. Exactly. I was just going to say, okay, news is uncountable. We can't have, I have 3 news. That's not possible. So we need to have some kind of word or phrase to help us count it. Item of news, and you just guessed what I was going to have you try to guess. A piece of news is common.
Piece of news.
I've got to,
Okay.
and not only
which is most spoken, item of news or piece of news? I think I haven't even heard about piece of news.
Really, I think piece of news is more common in spoken English. Yeah. Okay, you can use piece of news for personal information. Oh, Ileana, I got a piece of news for you. You know my downstairs neighbor? You know that blonde girl I was telling you about last week? Well, I saw her last night with my other neighbor, that crazy Italian guy. Yeah, okay. Well, there you go.
Okay.
This kind of thing, talking about
Thank you for
personal news. Be very common to say a piece of news. Have I got a piece of news for you? Okay. All right.
So it sounds more private, yeah. Some
personal, yeah.
Personal, yeah. An item of news is more official.
More official sounds like more. We also say other things. Oh, I heard a bit of news today about something. There's an interesting item of news in Fortune magazine today, or in The Guardian today. This would be common for me to say that, like that. You should read. There's a really interesting item of news in the article today, in the Guardian today. Or simply, there's an interesting article you should look at, like that. All right, Amon, run a story. Okay. Can you read this one, please? Here.
The Daily Times recently ran a story about an affair between a famous rock star and a politician.
Politician, SH sound, politician. Okay.
Politician.
All right, this is a really super common collocation. Okay, we say whoever, it doesn't have to be a newspaper. You could say CNN ran a story. The BBC ran a story. It can be any news media outlet. It can be a a media provider like AP provides news stories for many different outlets. AP ran a story. This is a very common expression. It's really an expression. It's a little bit idiomatic. Okay, they ran a story, they published a story. They made something public. Okay. Sometimes, okay, we use this, well, just like this. This is a pretty good example. To inform somebody that there is such a story. So often we use this about some unusual story, frequently. Oh, New York Times ran a story about robots in Japan. I don't know, whatever, something interesting or strange. We often would use that for. Ken, last one in this set. flick through the newspaper. All right.
He flicked through the newspaper as he didn't have time to read it.
Okay. Do you know any other verbs that we might use instead of flicked?
Browse.
Well, okay. Obviously, you would browse the internet. That would be common. I browsed the news on the internet. That would be really common. All right. Maybe for a newspaper. Flick through any others verbs you might use to quickly look at some news.
Quick check.
Well, all right. Quickly check the news. All right. Go over. Okay, Sasha. You generally go over a report or some other information. We don't normally collocate it with the news or any kind of news. I went over your report last night quickly, like that. That would be very normal. Yeah. Skim is one verb I was thinking of. You can skim a lot of things. Your report, your document, a book that you need to read for academic reasons for school. Skim the material, skim the news, skim the headlines. It collocates with a lot of things to skim. Okay, I was wondering if anyone would mention that. TV channels. Okay, you can click through the news channels. Sometimes I do that. I don't have that much time for lunch, so I click through the news channels, take a quick look at what they're announcing as headlines on BBC and CNN and Al Jazeera, whoever. Okay, I just click through quickly. Okay. Another one, okay, also, since we're looking at these verbs and collocations, if you leaf through some material, you're talking about something with a lot of pages. Okay, we don't normally use this for like a newspaper. You wouldn't leaf through the newspaper. Sounds just a little odd. Not that odd actually, but a little bit. But you leaf through documents, leaf through a book. Mustafa, are you all right over there?
Hello, teacher. Yeah, it's all right.
Okay, is your power on? You got electricity now?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's look at the language that's actually used in news stories. Let's take a look. Mustafa, you're here just in time to start us off.
Okay. So the language of news stories. Minister gives the go-ahead to plans. In a surprising turn of events last night, the government agreed to plans for the development of the city. Interested parties will hold talk throughout the week.
Okay. First of all, please notice the headlines. This is the headline. Notice the headlines. You're never going to see articles, the, an, or a, or even determiners of any sort, any pronouns or that, this, these. You will never see these kinds of determiners in headlines. They are very kind of brief, almost like a bullet point of the information. Simple, usually generally very simple, like subject, verb, objects. Maybe a sensational adjective or adverb to add color, to grab your attention to the headline. They will also frequently use idiomatic language in headlines, and for that matter in English written language news, but also in headlines they like to do this. The go-ahead is a little bit idiomatic. Mustafa, what's the go-ahead? To give the go-ahead.
To give the green light.
Okay. This would be also very good. You could write headlines. Gives the green light. Okay, minister gives the green light. That could be a good headline. Very good, Mustafa. You have any background in journalism?
No, no.
Okay, you should have changed your major. Okay. All right. In a surprising turn of events. Wow. Okay. Whole phrase is very much, the whole phrase goes together. It's very common. I would make the whole thing a collocation. What does it mean, Mustafa? In a surprising turn of events.
Um, uh, I'm not sure how can I explain it, but it means like something surprised, consequence of event surprise the audience and they announce something.
Totally unexpected. Yes, something totally unexpected happened. That's all. That's all it means. But this phrase, this is very common to see in news media, or even hear news announcers use this. That's a very common one. It's one that we wouldn't use in ordinary conversational English. Not normally. You know, normally I would say, "Oh my God, Mustafa, you wouldn't believe what happened last night." I have to tell you the story. I'm not going to say, Mustafa, in a surprise turn of events, Sasha came to class late. I'm not going to say that. That sounds ridiculous. Okay, but very common.
Maybe teacher, it's a little bit formal, right?
A little bit formal and very metaphorical, symbolic, abstract. Generally speaking, news media writing and even speaking definitely uses more book style, metaphorical style. Lots of idioms you're going to see. It's interesting. In English, it's both formal and informal. You use a lot of idiomatic language and expressions like the go-ahead, common, and yet you will not see things like phrasal verbs, or you won't see contractions. So it's simultaneously formal and yet trying to be interesting. So in another aspect, kind of more informal. Journalism's kind of weird. It's a different style, really. Okay, anyway, other common journalistic collocations, interested parties. What does that mean? Well, here it is.
Yeah, interesting groups, like.
Interested groups. Well, here it is. It's pretty clear here, I think. Good definition. People who have a connection with the situation. Okay. We'll hold talks throughout the week. What does that mean?
Keep talking about it.
Yeah, hold talks means there's a reason it's plural. They'll probably have several meanings. Right. Okay. Very good. Alrighty then. Sasha, back to you. Talk about this
anti-smoking campaign.
Yeah.
The Minister for Health today outlined plans for a national anti-smoking campaign. The government intends to launch the campaign in the new year.
Okay. Okay. What does it mean that the minister outlined his plans? Any idea? Basically, he gave his plans. This is just a fancy way to say he gave the basic ideas of his plans. All right. Not elaborate detail, but he basically said his plans. That's all. When we see this, we know, I would automatically know, the Minister of Health had some kind of a press conference. He didn't just tell a reporter in the office. That's not what this means. This means that he publicly said his plan somewhere. Okay. If it was just an interview with one reporter, then they would actually say that. They would say, in this exclusive interview, the Minister of Health confided his plans. They would use kind of different language. All right, so definitely
Reveal. Can I say reveal plans in this case? Or
reviewed.
reveal.
Revealed.
Reveal.
Oh, revealed.
Reveal.
Today revealed his plans for. Well, yeah. Yeah, you could. You could.
And is it possible to say announced? Is it the
Yes,
same?
announced is also possible. I like announced
Is it the
better.
same or a bit different meaning?
Announced would be good. Announced and outlined his plans. Announced means publicly spoke, just like outlined his plans. Announced is good. It's pretty much the same. Sasha's word revealed. Okay. Brad Pitt today revealed he's secretly been having an affair with Demi Moore for 4 years. Yeah. It would. That shocking personal information would be revealed. Actually, if you ever, I'm sure you don't, Sasha, but if you ever watch those very stupid Hollywood shows about Hollywood stars, they use the word revealed a lot. All right? On CNN, they're going to say announced or outlined. In Hollywood Review, they're going to use the word revealed a lot. It was revealed today on the set of whatever, like that. Anyway, there you go. Okay, launch the campaign. All right, well, they're going to start a campaign. A campaign, of course, is an organized effort to do something. You can have a marketing campaign to sell your product, a government campaign, a political campaign, an organized effort to become elected, to become the president, what have you. All right. Oh, this looks like fun. Great. Tourists taken captive. All right, Rebecca. Can you read this one for me, please?
Yes. Tourist taken captive. A tourist was taken hostage when rebel troops seized control of Streetpips Airport last night. The government has lost control of the area. Our reporter in St. Pips is keeping a close watch on the situation, and we shall be keeping you informed as the news develops.
Okay, this is just absolutely full of collocations. Taken captive or taken hostage, of course, means what?
They have been caught by the rebel troops.
Yeah, they've been kidnapped. Yeah, they're being held against their will.
Yeah.
Okay, and the rebel troops seized control. The government lost control of the area. Okay, news media will often talk about who has control of whatever. Control of the government, lost control of the government, lost control of the mall, seized control of the airport, whatever. Talking about troops and warfare and armies, and also talking about politics. The Republicans have lost control of the White House. The Congress is now in control of the Republicans. They love to talk about who has control of something. Okay. Control of the economy by the government. This is very common for many things, not just this kind of situation, but many things. Also, very common for media. Yeah, I seriously doubt you could watch CNN for 24 hours and not hear the anchor say, Our reporter, Roberto, will be keeping a close watch on the situation as it develops. I would be stunned if you could actually watch 24 hours without hearing that. Okay. Meaning that they will report with updates. Okay, as the news develops, another common collocation. We will keep you informed. Okay, Mustafa, keep you posted is more personal. I'll keep you posted as to what, or business. I'll keep you posted what happens in the meeting. I'll keep you posted about Uncle Fred, how he does at the hospital. Keep tabs on. Yeah, you could. A reporter will keep tabs on the situation. Yeah, you could, but I don't remember ever hearing a news reporter say that. I've often heard we'll keep a close watch on the situation. That whole thing is so super common. You could say keep tabs on, though. That makes perfect sense. Now, I just said the anchor. This whole... Immediately, as Rebecca was reading this, I know this is taken from something an anchor says. Rebecca, what do I mean an anchor? What's an anchor related to news? A news anchor.
A news anchor.
Yeah.
Where is that word? I can see it.
I just barely wrote it up in the Verbling chat box. It's not there. I put it in the Verbling chat box. It's anchor, same exact word like an anchor you throw over a boat to stop your boat from moving. Same word. But a news anchor is not for stopping a boat. Do you know what a news anchor is?
No, I have no idea, no.
Okay. Well, this is a good thing to know. Mustafa, no, it's not a reporter. Well, yes, it is a reporter. It's kind of a reporter. A news anchor is the guy who has the desk. It's the person at CNN or BBC or whoever who's actually talking to you as you're watching. They're sitting behind a desk and they're reporting the background of the story, and then they say, now over to our reporter in the field, Mustafa, who will give us the latest updates on this developing situation. They love to use developing, too, by the way. Okay. So the anchor is the person behind the desk. Wolf Blitzer is a famous television anchor. Dan Rather was a famous television anchor. Okay, these are anchormen or famous television anchors. There's a very stupid comedy movie. Can't remember what it's called, but never mind. Anyway, those guys are the television anchors. As you were reading this, I completely could imagine a television anchor saying all this. This is extremely typical. Very normal language. Okay, moving on. Ileana, could you read this next little section here?
Minister quits. The arts minister has resigned after only 6 months in the top job. He has attracted attention over his controversial decision to reintroduce charges for museum entry.
Okay. Top job is pretty easy. Number one, top position. All right. What does it mean that he's attracted attention? Like, again, common media collocation.
So it means that he has done something or that caught attention to him.
Yeah, probably media attention.
Yeah.
Most likely.
Yeah.
Right. Controversial decision. Controversial, of course, collocates with a lot of words. What is controversial? What's the meaning generally?
Yeah, it's hard for me to explain that because I'm not totally sure about translation.
Okay.
Actually,
All right.
I just can guess that it's controversial. It's hard.
Okay. Well, all right. Let me try to explain. If something is a controversy, that's the noun. Controversial is the adjective. Something is controversial. Many people argue about it. People do not agree about it. What is right? What is wrong?
Okay.
Okay. If everyone agrees about it, then it's not. There's no controversy. You can use a negative. There's absolutely no controversy. Everybody voted for it. 100%. Unanimous vote. No controversy whatsoever. So, okay, if something's controversial, then people are arguing about it and discussing it. Means really two things. There are differing opinions. That's the most important thing. It also means that people are actually talking about it now. Okay. Not so much, not negotiable. Eamon, negotiable. Negotiable more has the meaning of we can negotiate, we can discuss, we can barter, we can make a deal about what decision we want. Controversial, for example, what caused the fall of the Roman Empire? All right, we can't negotiate that. It's done. It's over. But we can argue about it for days and days and weeks.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Right. Causes a lot of argument. That's the idea. Okay, Aman, since I'm talking to you here, can you read this one for me?
Okay. Peace talks end in failure. Peace talks between the Eastern Liberation Army and government of Caravia broke down last night. Civil war is now likely.
Okay. Well, here's a collocation that happens in the news all the time. Peace talks. What are peace talks?
Talks about peace.
Well, yeah. That's right. To either stop a war or prevent a war.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, when talks break down, what kind of talks can break down? Besides...
I think it has finished with, and it has stopped. Stopped in unlikely way, I think.
Here's where your negotiations come up. You can also say negotiations broke down. Yeah. That's also very common, actually. Talks broke down, negotiations broke down. They ended. They weren't getting anywhere. They stopped. They just stopped. This could be political negotiations, peace talks. This could be a business deal. A business deal can break down. Negotiations for the merger between two companies broke down. This is very common as well. Okay. Of course, there's another completely different meaning for this collocation, broke down. Iman, if I watched the movie Titanic and I broke down in tears at the end, which I would never do, by the way, what does that mean?
Maybe starting crying, maybe.
Yeah, suddenly started crying. Okay. If somebody has a breakdown, they have a mental snap, they can't control themselves mentally anymore, or emotionally would be closer. Yeah, I had a breakdown, a little bit of a breakdown. I lost my mind. Okay, so there's another meaning. Breakdown can mean stop. Your car can break down as well. It doesn't work anymore. Or breakdown can mean emotionally. you stop or can't continue. Okay, last one here. Ken, can you take over this last one?
Lightning strikes. A building caught fire when lightning struck a farm in Hampshire yesterday. Fortunately, there was no loss of life.
Okay. For a second there, Ken, I thought you said lightning struck a hamster.
Hampshire.
A rodent caught fire when lightning struck a hamster yesterday. Yeah. Fortunately, the hamster was okay. A slightly singed tail. All right. Yeah, okay. If anybody saw the news today, which I did during my lunch break, yeah, California is on fire. California caught fire. Pretty much the whole place. Due to lightning strikes without any rain. A lightning strike. There's a collocation for you that doesn't have really anything to do with media or the news. Something catches fire, by the way. Strong collocation. This is one many language learners mess up. They try to say the building fired or the building, I don't know. They try to say it many ways, but very simply in English, something catches fire. That's how we say it. You cannot say got fire. No. If somebody got fired, Mustafa, that means they lost their job suddenly. They were asked to leave their job. Totally different meaning. California pretty much caught fire. Pretty much the whole thing. Okay. The one that is common to media, no loss of life. There was no loss of life. This phrase, obviously. Ken, no loss of life?
No death.
Okay. How does the media say that there were injuries and or deaths?
And sometimes casualties.
Very good. That is exactly right. Exactly what I was thinking of. The media loves to refer to casualties. Casualties, by the way, can be dead people or wounded people.
Mm-hmm.
Both.
Okay.
If they are going to, and they usually use that word because it's more impressive for them to say there were 500 casualties rather than there were 3 people killed and 497 people with minor injuries. It's a lot more impressive. If they're going to say dead people, then they will actually use the word fatalities. That's specifically dead people. Okay.
How about saying victims?
Victims. Yeah, they can say victims. Sure.
Okay.
And the media will say victims frequently. Yeah, they use, and it's true, they tend to use casualties for war or man-made situations. And they tend to use victims for natural disasters.
Okay.
Which makes sense, actually. Mustafa, what are you asking about trolls? What are you talking about? What? Mustafa, go ahead. Talk to me for a minute. What are you talking about?
Okay. I'm
Trolls.
not sure, teacher. Sometimes they say like the death body. What can we refer to them?
Say
Troll,
what?
the death body.
The dead
Yeah.
body?
Body. Yeah.
I'm lost. No, they're not trolls. Trolls are something totally different.
Yeah. I forgot it. Sorry.
Okay, I'm not sure what. Death toll? Is that what you're talking about? Here's another strong collocation. The death toll has reached 3,400 in the earthquake in Nepal.
Yeah. Maybe. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Not troll, but toll. Yeah. Yes. That's an interesting collocation, by the way. A toll is something that you pay. You pay a price to be able to do something. So it's an interesting, strange little bit morbid collocation, but yeah, death toll, that's another strong collocation. So yeah, I'm glad you reminded me. That's one you should know. Okay, let's try a little exercise here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see if we can think of the collocations that may belong in the blanks. Let's give it a shot. Mustafa, go ahead. You can
Okay.
try number 1. It's your turn.
In a horrific blank of event, 10 people who were taken hostage have been murdered in a cold blood. We will blank you informed as more news blank in. So in a horrific um, um, consequence of events.
No.
In a horrific
You might have missed it.
tragic event. I'm not
Nope.
sure.
No, this is very idiomatic, so I don't think you're going to get it unless you get it. Can we get some help from your classmates? Anybody?
Turn.
Thank you. In a horrific turn of events. Okay, a sudden, surprising action. All right. They've been murdered in
Okay.
cold blood. All right, we will blank you informed.
Make you informed.
No. Keep you informed.
Keep you.
All right. Definitely not make or anything else. We'll keep you informed. As more news. What?
Reach in? I'm not sure.
Comes in. Well, comes in.
Yeah,
News being uncountable, news comes in. It comes in. It's uncountable nouns are singular, so it comes in. That's it. As it comes in. All right. Sasha, number 2.
Rebel troops blank control of the capital of Chalama last night. Rebel troops took control, I guess.
I don't know, took or lost.
Yeah,
I don't know.
lost.
It could be either one, actually.
Yes.
I have no idea. Okay, go ahead.
Oh, okay.
Do the rest.
Meanwhile, 5 police officers were I forgot. It's a previous
Taken.
There you go.
Taken captive by rebels in the south of the country.
There you go. Okay. They were taken. Notice also the passive nature of this verb and object noun collocation. Were taken captive. People were taken captive. All right. This is very common.
Can I say were captivated?
No. Look, if they did the action, they captured. So the rebels captured the police officer. Captivated. Glad you asked, because I want to prevent you from making this mistake. Captivated means, okay, if I saw, who's a really sexy, beautiful singer, for example? Somebody, give me a name.
Yeah, I got it. It's a absolutely different meaning.
Absolutely different. I might be captivated by her beauty and her stunning musical ability. I couldn't stop staring at her. I'm captivated.
It's an adjective, become an adjective.
Well, it's a verb. A person could be, I am captivated by her beauty. Okay. It is an activated. You're right. I'm sorry. No, you're right.
Captivated.
No, yeah, it is an adjective. You're absolutely right. I'm sorry. Yeah. Started thinking of that backwards. Okay. Rebecca, can you try number 3?
Yeah. Lightning blank a house yesterday which immediately fire.
Okay. When lightning hits something, well, we can say lightning hit something.
I don't know. I don't know.
Okay. Very normal to say lightning strikes. This is media in news, but in real life. Lightning strikes or lightning past tense, lightning struck something. Okay, a house which immediately what? Fire. Rebecca?
Yeah, but I don't know. For me, it would
Okay.
be was on fire. I don't know.
Caught fire, not caught a fire. Caught fire. Always, always, always in English. Please try to remember this. If you don't remember anything else from this lesson, things catch fire or maybe catch on fire. No
Okay,
article.
catch fire, catch on fire, always.
Right. Another possible collocation, burst into flame. If something catches on fire very, very fast, like boom, almost an explosion, it burst into flame. All right. Number 4. Ileana, try number 4.
The government will peace talks with all parties to try to end the strike. So the government will peace talks, yes?
No,
right.
it's not.
Yeah.
No, it's
Okay.
not. Government will, you could say have talks. Government will hold talks, right?
Okay, yeah.
We can say I'm having a meeting, I'm holding a meeting. You say you're the manager. I'm going to hold a meeting. All right, this is very formal and official. They're going to hold talks. This is like a formal announcement of a really official meeting. They will hold talks with all the interested parties.
Okay.
The collocation. All right, people who have something to do with the situation are interested parties. Okay.
The government will have, yeah, we decided.
Have or hold talks.
Hold talks.
Official.
Yeah, the government will hold talks with all interested parties to try to end the strike.
Definitely. Okay. Iman, can you try number 5? Iman? Are you there? Iman? Okay, I've only got seconds left. Ken, can you try this one?
Hi,
Or
teacher.
Iman, are you there? Okay.
Yeah. Sorry for that. Charles Ankram is to quit the maybe the running job.
Probably the top job.
Top.
Mm-hmm. Top job.
T-O-P.
T-O-P. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Top job of personal advisor to the president. He recently objected to a decision to cut the next year's budget. I don't know actually.
Probably controversial decision.
Yeah.
Okay, a controversial decision.
Yeah.
All right. All right, last one, Ken.
The government has held a campaign to clean up the countryside.
Well, how about if they started one?
Has started a campaign.
Started a campaign
Launched.
or launched a campaign would be more common, actually. Launched a campaign. You could use started a campaign, begun a campaign, launched a campaign. Any of them would work, would be okay. Launched a campaign is a little bit more stronger, a collocation. Okay. And usually, even if the campaign has already started and it's going, it's 3 months into the campaign, we would still say they have begun a campaign. maybe carrying on a campaign to show that it's been going on. Okay, I'm out of time. I'm over time. I'm late for my next class. Bye, everyone. Thank you very much.